Come. Switch my around. Top of the day, beautiful people. Top of the day. Whew. Let's wobble. Let's wobble. Let's wobble. Alicia, y'all. I do apologize for my tardiness this morning. This is one of the mornings I should have posted going live at 7:30. That's wobble, yeah, Tiffany. But I was like, let me not post it because I'm about to just go live now. All right, y'all. Yeah, because Bella woke up with me first thing this morning. She got me down here in the kitchen. I want this, I want this. So to keep her quiet while I do my reading, I need to get her straight. So she's sitting across from me, eating and drinking and on the iPad. So that's why I'm late this morning, y'all. Sorry. I do apologize. Yes, thank you, Alicia, y'all, for checking in on me. All right, y'all. So today, it is Sunday, February the 23rd. We are almost out of this month, y'all. February 23rd, 2020, day 79. And we are starting the book of 1 Samuel today. 1 Samuel 1, 2, and 3. And I hope y'all enjoyed y'all Sabbath day of rest. Yesterday was the first day in a very, very long time that I did not even come out of my pajamas because I literally rested the entire day. Yes, I kind of cooked and stuff. For the, I had the stuff in the crock pot and made some vegan tacos for my husband. But I literally, when I told y'all Friday I was going to like not do anything all day, I literally did that all day. I literally rested all day. Feet propped up, everything. And then we watched the fight last night. If y'all didn't watch the fight last night with, the big fight, both of their names slipped my mind at this moment. Man, it was a fair fight. Dude got his eardrum bust, and I was like, yep, his equilibrium is off. He could not stay on his feet. Lost the championship that he has held for so long. I'm like, oh, this was terrible. So, but anyway. All right, y'all, let's get started on our reading today. But I rested really, really good, and I hope you all did too. So, let's get started. 1 Samuel 1, 2, and 3. Now there was a certain man of Ramoth M. Zophim. I'm going to say that again. Ramoth M. Zophim of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jorham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, and Ephrathite. And he had 2 wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of the city yearly to worship and sacrifice unto Yahuwah in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, has the... wait a minute. I'm trying to skip the whole line. Hold on. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and sacrifice unto Yahuwah in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of Yahuwah, were there. And when the time was... I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting tongue-tied. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons, and to her daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah. But Yahuwah had shut up her womb. And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because Yahuwah had shut up her womb. And as he did so year by year, she went up to the house of Yahuwah. So she provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat. Betwabu, TT, Betwabu. Then said Elkanah her husband to her, Hannah, why weepest thou? And why eatest thou not? And why is thy heart grieved? Am I not better to thee than 10 sons? So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Now Eli the priest sat upon the seat by a post of the temple of Yahuwah. And she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto Yahuwah, and wept sore. And she vowed a vow, and said, O Yahuwah, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaiden, and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but will give unto thy handmaid a man child, then I will give him unto Yahuwah all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. And it came to pass, as she continued praying before Yahuwah, that Eli marked her mouth. And Hannah, she spake in her heart. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart, only moved her lips, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, How long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. Ain't you the priest of Yah? Can you tell if somebody drunk or not? And Hannah answered and said, No, my Lord, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before Yahuwah. Count not thy handmaid for a daughter of Belial, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Then Eli answered and said, Go in peace, and the God of Israel grant thee the petition that thou hast asked of him. And she said, Let thine handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad. And they rose up in the morning early, and worshipped before Yahuwah, and returned, and came to their house in Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and Yahuwah remembered her. Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come about after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked him of Yahuwah. And the man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer unto Yahuwah the yearly sacrifice and his vow. But Hannah went up not, for she said unto her husband, I will not go up until the child be weaned, and then I will bring him, that he may appear before Yahuwah, and there abide forever. And Elkanah her husband said unto her, Do what seemeth good, tarry until you have weaned him. Only Yahuwah established his word. So the woman abode and gave her son suck until she weaned him. And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her with 3 bullocks, 1 ephah of flour, and a bottle of wine, and brought him unto the house of Yahuwah in Shiloh. And the child was young. And they slew the bullock and brought the child to Eli. And she said, O my Lord, as thou so live, my Lord, I am the woman that stood here praying unto Yahuwah. For this child I prayed, and Yahuwah have given me my petition which I asked of him. Therefore I have lent him to Yahuwah. As long as he live, he shall be lent unto Yahuwah. And he worshiped Yahuwah there. 1 Samuel chapter 2. And Hannah prayed and said, My heart rejoiceth in Yahuwah. My horn is exalted in my Lord. And my mouth is enlarged over my enemies, because I rejoice in thy salvation. There is none holy as Yahuwah, for there is none beside thee. Neither is there any rock like our God. Talk no more so exceedingly proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth, for Yahuwah is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. The bows of mighty men are broken, and they that stumble are girded with strength. They that were full have hired out themselves for bread, and they that were hungry cease, so that the barren hath borne 7, and that she hath many children is waxed feeble. Yahuwah killeth, and Yahuwah maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave, and he bringeth up. Yahuwah maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lift up. He raised up the poor out of the dust, and he lift up the beggar from the dunghill, to set him among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are Yahuwah's, and he hath set the world upon them. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silenced in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. The adversaries of Yahuwah shall be broken into pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. Yahuwah shall judge the ends of the earth, and he shall give strength unto his king, and exalt the horn of his anointed. And Elkanah went to Ramah to his house, and the child did minister unto Yahuwah before Eli the priest. Now the sons of Eli were the sons of Belial. They knew not Yahuwah. And the priest's custom with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servant came while the flesh was seething, with a flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand, and he stuck it into the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot. All that the flesh hook bored up, the priest took for himself. So they did in Shiloh until all the Israelites came So they did in Shiloh until all the Israelites that came thither. Also, before they burnt the fat, the priest's servants came and said to the man that sacrificed, Give flesh to roast for the priest, for he would not have sodden flesh of thee, but raw. And if any man said unto him, Let them not fail to burn the fat presently, and then take as much as thy soul desire? Then he would not answer him, Nay, but thou shalt give it to me now, and if not, I will take it by force. Wherefore the sin of the young men was very great before Yahuwah, for the men offered the offering of Yahuwah. But Samuel ministered before Yahuwah, being a child, girded with a linen ephod. Moreover, his mother made him a little coat and brought it to him from year to year when she came up with her husband to offer the yearly sacrifice. And Eli blessed Elkanah and his wife and said, Yahuwah give thee seed of this woman for the loan which she is lent unto Yahuwah. And they went into their own home. And Yahuwah visited Hannah, so that she conceived and bare 3 sons and 2 daughters, and the child Samuel grew before Yahuwah. Now Eli was very old, and heard all that his sons did unto all Israel, and how they lay with the women that assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he said unto them, Why do ye such things? For I hear of your evil dealings by all this people. Nay, my sons, for it is no good report that I hear. Ye make Yahuwah's people to transgress. If a man sin against another, the judge shall judge him. But if a man sin against Yahuwah, who shall entreat for him? Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto the voice of their father, because Yahuwah would slay them. And the child Samuel grew on, and was in favor both with Yahuwah and also with men. And there came a man of Yahuwah unto Eli, and said unto him, Thus saith Yahuwah, Did I plainly appear unto the house of thy father when they were in Egypt in Pharaoh's house? And did I choose him out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest, to offer upon mine altar, to burn incense, to wear an ephod before me? And did I give unto the house of thy father all the offerings made by fire of the children of Israel? Wherefore kick ye at my sacrifice and at mine offering, which I have commanded in my habitation, and honorest thy sons above me, to make yourselves fat with the chiefest of all the offerings of Israel, my people. Wherefore Yahuwah, the God of Israel, said, I said indeed that thy house and the house of thy father should walk before me forever. But now Yahuwah said, Be it far from me, for them that honor me I will honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. Behold, the days come that I will cut off thine arm and the arm of thy father's house, that there shall not be an old man in thine house. And thou shalt see an enemy in my habitation, and all the wealth which Yahuwah shall give Israel, and there shall not be an old man in thy house forever. And the man of thine, whom I shall not cut off from mine altar, shall be to consume thine eyes, and to grieve thine heart, and all the increase of thine house shall die in the flower of their age. And they shall be a sign unto thee, that shall come upon thy 2 sons, on Hophni and Phinehas, and one day they shall both die. And I will raise me up a faithful priest, that shall do according to all that which is in my heart and my mind, and I will build him a sure house, and he shall walk before me anointed forever. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left in thine house shall come and crouch to him for a piece of silver and for a morsel of bread, and shall say, Put me, I pray thee, into one of the priest's offices, that I may eat a piece of bread. Last chapter for today, y'all. 1 Samuel chapter 3. And the child Samuel ministered unto Yahuwah before Eli, and the word of Yahuwah was precious in those days. There was no open vision. And it came to pass at that time, when Eli was laid down in his place, and his eyes began to wax dim, that he could not see. And ere the lamp of Yahuwah went out in the temple of Yahuwah, where the ark of Yahuwah was, and Samuel was laid down to sleep. That Yahuwah called Samuel and answered. Wait a minute. That's harder. Hold on, y'all. Let me read that again. And it came to pass at that time, when Eli was laid down in his place, and his eyes began to wax dim, that he could not see. And ere the lamp of Yahuwah went out in the temple of Yahuwah, where the ark of Yahuwah was, and Samuel was laid down to sleep, that Yahuwah called Samuel, and he answered, Here am I. And he ran to Eli and said, Here am I, for thou called me. And he said, I called not, lie down again. And he went and lay down. And Yahuwah called yet again Samuel. And Samuel rose and went to Eli and said, Here I am, for thou didst call me. And he said, I called not, my son, lie down again. Now Samuel did not yet know Yahuwah, neither was the word of Yahuwah revealed unto him. And Yahuwah called Samuel again the third time, and he arose and went unto Eli and said, Here am I, for thou didst call me. And Eli perceived that Yahuwah had called the child. Therefore Eli said unto Samuel, Go lie down, and it shall be, if he call thee, that thou shalt say, Speak, Yahuwah, for thy servant heareth. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. And Yahuwah came and stood and called as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. Then Samuel answered, Speak, for thy servant heareth. And Yahuwah said to Samuel, Behold, I will do a thing in Israel, at which both the ears of everyone that heareth shall tingle. And that day I will perform against Eli all the things which I have spoken concerning this house. When I begin, I also make an end. For I have told him that I will judge his house forever for the iniquity which he knoweth, because his sons made themselves vile, and he restrained them not. And therefore I have sworn unto the house of Eli, that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be purged with a sacrifice, nor with offering. And Samuel lay unto the morning, and opened the doors of the house of Yahuwah, and Samuel feared to show Eli the vision. And Eli called Samuel and said, Samuel, my son. And he answered, Here am I. And he said, What is the thing that Yahuwah hath said unto thee? I pray thee, hide it not from me. God do so to thee, and more so if thou hide anything from me of all the things that he has said unto thee. And Samuel told him every whit, and hid nothing from him. And he said, It is Yahuwah, let him do what seemeth him good. And Samuel grew, and Yahuwah was with him, and did let none of his words fall to the ground. And all of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, knew that Samuel was established to be a prophet of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah appeared again in Shiloh, for Yahuwah revealed himself to Samuel in Shiloh by the word of Yahuwah. And that, my beautiful people, is our reading for today. Now, all this time that Samuel, where Eli got this word from the prophet that came to him a while ago, you had all this time after you got this message that Yahuwah was going to destroy your house because you let your sons be vagabonds in the land to cause people to see you sleeping with the women that's coming to offer at the gates of the tabernacle. You're not doing anything. After you got this warning that he was going to do this, you still let it go on like you did not think once to repent at all, because there was definitely a span of time, because Samuel continued to grow. You know, there was definitely a long period of time. I don't know. And you the high priest, and you didn't think once to repent and do something with your two sons and get your house in order, because Yahuwah may have forgiven you if you had done that and showed some conscious effort to fix what was going on in your house. But he didn't. That baffles me. All right, y'all. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the reading for today. It is Sunday, February 23rd, day 79, year 2. We read 1 Samuel chapter 1, 2, and 3. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and do our blessing that we find in Numbers chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. May Yahuwah bless us and keep us. May Yahuwah make his face shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon us and give us his peace. With that being said, you all, I love you, and I will see you bright and early in the morning.